Okay, so we are good. Chevelle Man, Jody's in the house. All righty. All right, let's see who we got. Jody Blackwell, good evening. Chevelle Man, what year Chevelle you got, dude? 60s, 70s, 80s? What you got? Just kind of curious. Andrew Eber, what's happening? FGI, Emily Coach, how are you doing today? Galliana, Joe Berman, how are you doing today? Rocco Angelo, Scott G333, Montana World, cool beans. I've never been to Montana. I want to get there one of these days. George, how you doing? Cool beans. Strong O, Marlis, GCP, Diggs, Diluck, what's happening? Ulvin, Tony, Adriana, good evening. Kalman Bluestone, Venom, what's happening? Wolf River Pack, cool. Emma Macbeth, just drew 17. Cool beans. Well, let's get this up going. Deidre Malley. Ooh, I wonder if that is the Deidre Malley. Jerlo, oh, dem, on dem. Cool beans. What's new? Good evening. Rocky, Amrit, Eddie, what's going on? All right, so let's get ready to roll. First and foremost, okay, we got YouTube running. We got TikTok running. We got Instagram running. We got Facebook running. Cool beans. All right, so here we go. What's new? Emirates. All right. It is good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by The 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow, showing you exactly what I do, using nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks. Eddie Conesk, Silver Guy, cool. Tony from Canada. Stream, Justin Lee, good evening. Sebi3, cool beans. Cause and effect. Oh, cause and effect. Cool beans. Denisium. Okay, Keith, good evening. True God 52. All righty. Eric, do you answer any questions on Canadian stocks? Unfortunately, Eric, I don't know any Canadian stocks that are traded on the US market. Salim Alakam. What's up, sir? Good evening to you too. Eric. Yuri, good evening, Yuri. As AG, hey Chief, what's happening? Cool beans. All right, so that being said, it is Wednesday, 9:20, is that right? 9:26 p.m. 4/2. That means we're in the second day of the second quarter of 2025. All righty then, week number 1 of the second quarter. All right. So let's see what you guys have up your sleeves today. Now, you might be pleased to know the world didn't end. Okay, whatever day what today was. It was Wednesday. What do they call it? Liberation Day? Is that what they called it? Yeah. World didn't end. We're still here. People making bitching, moaning, fussing, and complaining, all that stuff. But no, we're still here. Second Canadian, that wants to know. Nikki Robinson, how are you today? Now, unfortunately, Nikki, if the stock is not trading in the U.S. stock market, I don't know anything about it. Okay, you can give me a stock to take a look at. I'll take a look. What do I think of Kohl's this week? Well, we're going to take a look at Kohl's in a minute. Let's go. Kohl's, first one on the list today. KSS. Now, I do have some Kohl's. Shucks. Thanks anyway. Sorry, Nikki. I don't know anything about the Canadian market. Nothing at all. Christ Moneymaker, how are you today? John Wagner, good evening. All right, so look at Kohl's. Kohl's is actually up today. Okay? Let's zoom in, take a look at the last 30 days. George, how are you doing today? Is that Hordes or George? I don't know. Cubit Cream, good evening. Mark, good evening. Last 30 days, right there. Words, okay. Mark, encourage more viewers to share. Thank you there, Mark. Okay, so look what we have 30 days ago. Oops, I gotta move this one. Not seeing everything properly. Oops. Hit something wrong. That's what I want. Is that the right one? Yep, that's the right one. Okay, bring it over to here. And that's the whole chart. Alrighty, just had to get the whole chart in there. Mary June, how are you today? Skip, what's going on? Very brilliant. Thank you for that. Mark, encourage more. All right, that'll work. Melissa, Husky, good evening. All right, so Mary June, we'll take a look at CVS in a minute. Right now, we're taking a look at Kohl's, the last 30 days for Kohl's. Look, it's 30 days ago at 11.50. Jumped up to 12.50. Gapped down and kept on dropping and just below 8 on the 14th. Well, that was a couple of weeks ago. She shoots up, pulls back 5 days, and yesterday and today, 2 up days in a row. Well, that works. ScriptBot. Hello, ScriptBot. All right. So I do own some Kohls, and I'm pretty much okay with. Adam, how's it going? So take a look where it is now. It's at 860. All right. So do you like Kohls? Well, take a look at the whole gambit, the whole shindig. Okay. Can you have a peek at Intel, please? Skip, we'll take a look at Intel in a little bit. We're going to look at CVS first, then we'll take a look at Intel. But right now, we're taking a look at Kohl's. So a year ago, Kohl's is at 28.88, almost at 29. And look where it is now. It's below $9. That's a 60% drop. Well, 66% drop to be exact. How y'all doing? Should I get Kohl's as well? Okay, ScriptBot, I have no idea. Okay, I don't tell people what to buy. I only look at what you ask me to look at, and then give you my opinion. I take a look at the numbers, I take a look at the flow, and I take a look at a simple, safe, predictable trading strategy to get, a safe return on a weekly basis. Okay, so I'm retired, which means all the money I have has to generate enough income for me to be able to live comfortably, because I don't get Social Security. I'm not old enough yet. Okay, I'm a little bit too young to be retired in the government size. Yeah, I've been working since 1973. I'm retiring. Thank you very much. Hate people telling me what I can and can't do. Oh, okay, you see? Okay, ScriptBot, we'll take a look. Pressure, what's happening? All right, so this is the year. See, she drops, retraces, drops. Can go sideways for the last month. All right, but what does it look like? Okay, does it look like something? Look at the last 90 days. Because now we're always looking for the exact same things over and over and over again. I'm looking for 5 things every time I look at a chart. Where's the high? Where's the low? Where was it? Where is it? And what direction is it going? Okay, down, up, big down, then up, back down again, and it's turning right here. It's actually turning right here, right in front of our eyes, yesterday and today. Not quite the 30-day bottom. Let's click the last 30 days. Quick. All right. Okay, up, down, up, down. Now she's going back up again. That is plain as day. Is it the right time to jump in? Well, let's take a gander. What does Kohl's usually do this time of year? Now, to find that out, we're going to take a look at the seasonality chart. Now, if you know anything about the seasonality chart, well, we know what seasonality is. Okay, winter, spring, summer, fall. We're still in winter. We haven't quite gotten into spring yet. Okay, it's usually the 21st of April, right? 21st, 22nd, somewhere in that area. So we're not quite there yet. But here's the chart called a seasonality chart. Now, this one is set for 10 years. So I'm looking at 10 years of information. That's 2015, 2016, 2017, 18, 19, 20, so on and so forth for the last 10 years. The red line is the average movement. Okay, all the way to the left is January 1st, all the way to the right is December 31st. The blue line here, well, that's this year. This is 2025. This is the last 10 years. Okay, so the blue line is this year. The blue dot right there, that's today. What does the stock normally do in the first part of April? Well, here's the first part of April right here. Let's zoom on in and take a look. Okay, I want to take my cursor, put it right on top of that blue dot, left click, drag right until that gray box opens up, and that's about 2 weeks. So for the next 2 weeks, it looks as if Kohl's is going to dip a little bit and then turn around and go back up again. Okay, fine. Now, I already own it, so I don't plan on jumping in it again. Now, I might dollar cost average on it because I think I am in it at 22. I don't know. But, you know, is what it is. So let's take a look at doing a covered call right now at 8.50. Okay, we're not going to do this week because there's only 2 days left. We're not going to get a good premium for 2 days. So let's take a look at 11 April. Well, 11 April is next Friday. Now, each one of these options is a weekly option. It means it expires every Friday. Look, hold on. 4 April. Well, that's this Friday. Okay, 11 April. It's next Friday. 17 April. That's 3 Fridays away. 25 April, 4 Fridays away. 2 May, 5 Fridays. 9 May, 6 Fridays away, so on and so forth. Every 7 days or every week, I can do a covered call on a stock that has weekly options. I can't do that on stock unless it has weekly options. And if it doesn't have weekly options, I don't even want to look at it. There's about 300 companies that I can look at. And you know what? We haven't done it yet this week, so let's do it right now. No better time than the present, right? All right, so let's go. Let's go on over to FinViz. And there it is right there, FinViz. Financial visualization website. Tells you a lot to know, a lot of things you want to know about stocks. Okay? And it has a nice, what do you call it? Screener. Now the screener will allow me to look at certain things. Okay. All right. Whoa, here's the number right here. See the number right there? 10,028 different companies. Now, you probably heard of Allegiant. You probably heard of Alcoa. You probably heard of Goldman Sachs. Okay, American Airlines, you probably heard of them. Ares Acquisition, not quite sure if you heard of them or not. Arcadia Asset Management, you probably heard of them. Okay, 10,028 different companies. Okay, you see this right here? Dividend yield. Okay, right now it's empty. Well, let's put something in there and see how many companies actually pay a dividend. Okay, positive dividend, there we go. 5,807. All right, so that cuts our choices in half, right? Well, what about stocks that have a dividend over 5%? 1,427. Okay, that's a lot. Now, what about those that have options available? Okay, right over here. Okay, options, right there. So let's see. Out of that 1,400, how many have options? 694. That's still a lot to choose from. All right, let's get out of this. All these ads keep popping up. Well, probably because people like that website. I don't know, could be. All right, so here's Kohl's. I do own some Kohl's. Sorry, I was getting mesmerized by the numbers. See, when I'm looking at the numbers, I'm trying to see a pattern, okay? Look at the 9 put for this week, 3,500. The 850, 1,900. The 8, 2,600. Okay, look at next week. Triple digits. There's no 4 digits there whatsoever. Well, look at the options. The 850 option, 4,300. The 9 option, 5,300. The 950 option, 3,800. Yeah, a lot more people think it's going up than those that think it's going down. Okay, that could be some kind of indicator also. More people are pushing it to the upside than thinking it's going down. Well, that's something you might want to take into consideration. I gotta turn my fan up. Get a little bit more breeze in here. It's getting kind of warm. All right. Let's do a covered call on Kohl's and see what it looks like. First I want to do is get rid of this. Get rid of 4 April, because there's only 2 days left. There's no sense really looking at it. 833, so we're going to go with the 850s. All right. So we're going to change it to covered call right there. Okay, the 850s right here. 1 contract. Okay. At the market, so it will fill first thing in the morning. Okay, here's what it sounds like. Are you ready? By 1 covered call of Kohl's, KSS 100s, that is the weekly. 11 April 25. That's next Friday. That means that this option is going to expire next Friday at 4 p.m. So whoever buys the option, they have between when they pay for it and when it expires. Okay? Pressure. This is an indicative amount. You may receive slightly more or less due to fluctuations in the currency conversion rate. Okay. After I make perfect, I can't redraw my money. Okay. Now, I'm not quite sure where you're coming from, because when you're talking about the currency exchange, my assumption would be that you're not in the United States, and I don't know where you're coming from, so I have no idea what the currency exchange would be. But you're right about one thing, okay? It may be higher, it may be lower, only because these numbers you see here, as soon as the market opens, they're going to change. And they change every 5 or 10 seconds. So you're looking at the numbers, you get all your computations done, and all of a sudden they change. Well, it is what it is. That's what happens. It's like a roulette wheel. It keeps going round and round and round, and then you got to just pick a number, buy it, sell it, and be happy with what you get, basically. Or you can do a limit order. Say, this is what I want to pay, and that's it. That's it, and that's all. All right. My camera is blurry. Hold on a second. Let me just clean up that a little bit. Okay. See if that cleared it up a little bit. Clean the lens off. Not quite sure, but okay. All right, so here is the profit. $55 per contract. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot. I know, I get it. But what is the contract costing you? $795. Okay, so let's call it $800. $795. Let's get my calculator out here. All right, the maximum profit right there, $55, divided by the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, $795.66. All right, divided by $795.66 equals 6.9%. That's huge. I'm gonna write that one down. All right, now remember, these numbers are going to change as soon as the market opens up. So when the market opens up, yeah, all the numbers are going to change. What's going to happen is you're going to pick something, do the math real quick, and see what kind of rate of return it's going to be. If you're okay with that rate of return, great. I'm looking for just 1%. This one's offering 6% for 1 week. Well, it's like 10 days. Okay, because we only got 2 days left for this week, Thursday and Friday, so not much we can do then. But next week, yeah, so it's about 10 days altogether. So that's a good return if you like Kohl's. That's the big one. Do you like Kohl's? Now, what I always tell people is take a good look at the numbers. Seriously, the numbers for Kohl's. What's the book value? What is the cash flow? How much money they have coming in per share, rate of return per share, stuff like that. All right, so that's Kohl's. Next on the list. Next on the list. Oh, CVS and then Intel. Uh-oh. Okay, Mary June wants to take a look at CVS. CVS. Here we go. Ooh, look at that movement right up there. Okay, so here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was a year ago. Here's where it is now. Look at the movement. Down, big drop. That big gap down. Sideways, up, down, up. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's going to be that great of an opportunity because look at where it is. Okay, here's your last 30 days. That's definitely going to the upside. Okay, here's your high, here's your low, here's where it was, here's where, look at the movement. Down, up, down, up. Well, it is going up, but how much further can it go? Your bottom's right here at 66. Now it's at 68. Well, that's only a $2 move. Okay, that's peanuts. This thing's got a long way to go. All right, fine. So what does the 68 look like? Wait a minute. Before we do that, what does this thing normally do this time of year? Now, for that, we need the seasonality chart because that tells us what normally happens this time of year. All right, so here we are with CVS. Yeah, it looks like she's going to drop a little bit more and go sideways for a couple of weeks. Looks like 3 weeks before she drops again. Okay, if you like CVS. Now, remember, the seasonality chart is looking at history. This is not guaranteed. This is just all things being equal, business as usual. This is what the stock normally does. Okay, so normally, that's what she normally does. And are you okay with that kind of a movement? Now, we also got to take a look at what is it actually doing. Okay? This is the last 30 days. You cannot really argue with it because that is an upward trend. Okay, that is going up. Can it continue to go? Yeah, it can. Why? Well, last year, CVS kept dropping and dropping because the previous administration did not want to prosecute for theft. Well, if you've been listening to the news, the current administration, they ain't playing that game. You steal something, you do something bad, they're throwing the whole book at you. And they might even add another book to throw at you too. Okay? So, yeah. Do you like it? So let's take a look at CVS. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's take a look at the 68s. Whoa. Yeah, the 68s right there. Just one contract because, we're all adults here. You know if one contract is going to cost you this much and make you this much, okay, great. Well, can you afford to do 2 contracts? Can you afford to do 20 contracts? Okay, we're all different. We all have different numbers. Okay, so here we go. One contract at the 68 at the market. Now, the reason why I like market orders is because this is a double order, which means it's 2 trades in one. So I'm buying the stock and I'm selling the options. I'm only paying 1 commission. That's number 1. Number 2, well, they're together. So they're bound together. So I already know what I'm going to make before I even do it. So remember when I say I want simple, safe, predictable, okay? I know exactly what I'm making before I make it, consistent, and no way to lose. That's my 5 criteria. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way to lose. Okay, that's my 5 criteria. Simple, it is one of the simplest trading strategies there is. The easiest one is just buying. Just buying. But you don't have a profit when you buy because you have to sell. Well, here you're buying and selling at the exact same time. If I'm buying it at 68.07, okay, and I'm selling it at 68, well, this is what I'm collecting right here, 165 per contract. I already know what I'm making before I even do it. Well, that's what I call predictable. Consistency, well, that comes in because it's a weekly optionable stock, which means I can do it every single week. 4 April, 11 April, 18 April, whatever the next one is. But every 7 days, one of these is going to expire. So I get out of one, and I automatically jump into another one. That way I'm getting 1% every single week. Uh-oh. Adir is asking me about tariffs. Well, Adir, here's my thought. Okay, today's supposed to be Liberation Day. Now, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Now, I don't want to talk politics, but let me just give you the gist of it. Okay, what the Democrats are saying didn't happen. They said the world's going to end because of the tariffs. Well, it's dark. The sun has set, and we're still alive. Tariffs aren't going to kill everybody. Okay, they're just a way to even out the playing field. And don't get me started on politics. You won't like my answer. Jeremy, good now. Cool beans. Okay. Desire a live stream. I just dollar cost average. Nothing wrong with that at all. Goku, good evening, back again. Yo, this man is rich AF. Okay, I'm going to take that as a, compliment, I guess. He is Bill Gates sensei. Nah, I don't think so. But anyway, Radfit is back. Would you benefit if people who know less than you about the market invest their money? All right, I got to read that one slower. Okay, would you benefit if people who know less than you about the market invest their money so you can then outsmart them and take their money? Well, that's a horrible thing to say. Okay, now what I'm doing here, okay, what is it? Radfit? What I'm doing here is I'm sharing my knowledge. That's all I'm doing. I'm not telling anyone to buy anything, and I'm not telling anyone to sell anything. Okay, people come here, they give me a stock symbol, I push it into the computer, and I just read the numbers. That's all I do. I don't give advice. I don't tell people what to do. And you seem to have a problem with it. Terribly sorry. You really don't need to be here. This is voluntary. This is free. There are other places you could be this evening. Okay? The best. Good evening, and how are you today? Invest in family, land, and trade. Okay, see, you just contradicted yourself. When you say invest in trade, well, what do you think trade is? All right, I'm not even going to entertain you anymore. Okay, good, thank you. All right, that works. So, CVS, do you like it? Do you not like it? What's your reasoning? Okay, remember, we're all adults here. You can decide what it is you want to buy and what you don't want to buy. Now, do you like CVS? Well, here's the current price. We've seen the charts. We've seen the flow in which it's going. Okay, we also know the last 4 years, yeah, CVS had a problem. So did Walgreens. So did Macy's. So did a lot of the small convenience stores. A lot of stores had issues because the previous administration did not want to prosecute any theft below $900. Now, I'm not a Democrat and I'm not a Republican. I honestly, and I don't know why people don't understand this. Really, honestly, I could care less who sits in the big chair. Okay? Never once had any one of those, any one of them, since I was of voting age back in the 1980s, has any one of them done anything that directly affected me. Directly. Okay? Okay, so I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, I don't want to talk politics. Politics and religion, 2 topics I don't want to talk about. Okay? It is cool seeing other people's strategies. Yep, I'm going to agree with you. The best rat, 66. This is honestly helping my ADHD. I'll stay here for a while. All righty then. Now, I have ADHD too. I got that squirrel. I got the squirrel problem and the shiny object problem. Okay, I see a shiny object, and that's where my attention goes. I know my flaws, and that's one of them. All right, so anyway, back to what Mary June said. Mary June loves CVS. Now, we bought CVS earlier during the year when it made that big drop. Where was that big drop? Let's get out of there. Get out of there. Let's go back to here. Let's go back to here. Let's go back. That's a gap up. Where's that big drop CVS had? I could have sworn CVS had a big drop. There it is, right there. Okay? Last year, we saw this big, huge drop, and as soon as this thing recovered, yeah, I bought a bunch. Well, because I was following it. I was looking at the numbers. Certain stocks I'll watch every single week and wait for an opportunity. This was an opportunity right here. As soon as you find out why it dropped, okay, wait a couple of days, turns around and goes back up again, yeah, then it makes sense. Okay, Monica, I just got here. New. When you say buy CVS, is it option of? Now, Monica, you did not hear me say that. I don't tell people to buy anything, and I don't tell people to sell anything. Now, I will say, if something looks good, I will say, I'm buying this tomorrow. Me. I'm not saying you should buy this tomorrow. I don't say that. Okay, you can go back and look at every single video, because every single video I do is recorded and is available for anyone to see on YouTube. I think there's over like 920 videos now. That's a lot of videos. And you will not ever, in any of them, hear me say, you should buy this. No, nope, nope. I will say, well, CVS looks interesting. Why isn't it in your portfolio? I'll say that. I won't say you should buy it. Never, never, never. I don't tell people what to do. I take a look at what people are doing. I asked myself, what the hell are you thinking? You know, I ask that kind of stuff. Okay, but am from Ghana. Okay, so now that explains it. So here's the thing. If you're trading the U.S. stock market and you're using money that they use in Ghana, I have no idea what that is, and I apologize for that. Not any reason I should know that, but, you know, still. If it works, great. But if you're exchange, you got to figure out a way. There's got to be a way for you to make money and not be able to be penalized because you're exchanging U.S. dollars to whatever Ghanesian dollars are. I have no idea what it is. Monica, all right. Behind screen. Hey, Professor. You got a new sub? Not quite sure what that means, but okay. Is there any stock humor? Oh, any stock humor? Give me a few minutes, I'll come up with something interesting. All right. That being said, that's CVS. I like CVS. I have bought CVS in the past. Next on the list, Skip wants to take a look at Intel. Now, Skip, I do own some Intel. I'm not telling anyone to buy it. I'm just looking at the numbers. You give me the stock symbol. I put it in. Take a look at the chart. Take a look at the numbers. Give you my interpretation by looking at common sense approach. Now, I know they don't teach common sense in school anymore. That I had nothing to do with. Maybe getting rid of the Department of Education, putting it back into the laps of the governors, okay, the states. Let them figure out their own problems. Oh. It means subscriber. Oh, well, alrighty then. You look like the actor from MASH, Alan Alda. I heard that one before. It means subscriber, a nice haircut. Thank you, Mr. Aruba. Dry stock, DRI. What the heck is DRI? Okay, we'll take a look at DRI in a minute. Right now, we're looking at Intel. Every time I look at a new stock, I'm always looking for 5 things. 5, okay? The high of the year, the low of the year. Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? And then what is the flow? All right, down, sideways, up, big drop, sideways, up, down. Okay, so that's where we are now, 21.98. The 22s is what we'd be looking for. Because if I'm buying it at 21.98, the closest strike price where I can make the most profit without doing anything would be the 22. Well, The 22 is right there, and it's going for 73 cents a share. Now, 73 cents a share on a $22 stock, that is over 3%. Now, I already own Intel, so I can't really do it again. I could buy some more, but it kind of defeats the purpose. Anyway, let's take a look at the numbers. Okay, the high of the year, I'm going to need the glasses for this. Don't get old. I mean, it's no fun. I got to wear glasses to see the monitor. Okay, so the high of the year for Intel was 44.08, and that was the beginning of April of last year. Okay, she drops down, goes sideways for a bit. Look at the big drop at the beginning of August. From 30, she drops all the way down to 18. That's a $12 drop. Okay, a $12 drop on a $30 stock, because it was at 30 bucks when she dropped 12. Okay, what is that, 40, 45%, something like that? Very close to 50%. But that is a big drop. Goes sideways for a bit, shoots up, pulls back, shoots up, pulls back. We're going to go into that a little bit. Also, the low of the year, right there, second week of September, 1851. Well, that is more than a 50% drop from the high of the year. The high of the year is 44. Okay, 1851, that's more than 50%. If you cannot stomach, if you cannot handle, if it's going to drive you nuts to buy a stock and have it drop 50%, then this is not the game for you. Because stocks can and sometimes do drop 50, 60, 70% in 1 year. Look at the high of the year, 44. The low of the year, 1851. That's a 50% difference between the two. If you're not ready for that. Now, I was chatting with someone today, and we were talking about the rates of return. Because when you're doing a covered call, you have cash coming in. Well, people are concerned about the value of the stock going down. Well, you're not buying the stock, you're buying the cash flow. All right, now Intel has cash flow to it. So if I'm buying Intel, I'm not buying Intel for the stock, I'm buying Intel for the cash flow. If it's in an upward motion and it has a good rate of return or a good dividend and the premium is good, well, I just want the cash flow. I'll get my cash flow, I'll get in, I'll get out, and then I'll jump into something else. And I will ever move myself forward with, 1% this week, 1% next week, 1% the week after that. 1% every single week is over 50% per year. Now, I don't know very many people who invest in the stock market that consistently get 50% per year. Okay? All right, let's keep on. What do we got here? How often do you teach? I'm here every night. I can't see your screen in the trade view or think or swim. All right, I don't know why you can't see the screen. You're on YouTube. Now, I have two YouTube channels. The one you're on is me standing in front of the screen, okay? Me standing in front of the screen. The other YouTube channel, if you go back to The 10-Minute Trader, okay, you'll see two YouTube channels. One, me standing in front of the screen, which you could ask questions. The other one is just the screen. That's it, just the screen alone. Now, I do that specifically so people can sit in front of their big screen TVs, because we all got big screen TVs. Well, I think it's a 60. I want to get an 80 or a 120. I saw a 120 once and says, holy shit, that's nice. Anyway, besides the point. So you can see all the numbers on your big screen TV. You really can't see them on, what do you call that? On an iPhone or a mobile device. Makes it challenging. Monica, is your screen reversed? Unfortunately, it is. On TikTok, it's not, because TikTok is apparently the only software that allows me to reverse the screen. Okay? Facebook doesn't do it. Instagram doesn't do it. YouTube doesn't do it. And the software down here, that doesn't do it either. The only software that I know of that allows me to invert the signal is TikTok. It allows me to mirror the screen. So you can actually read what I'm saying without trying to figure out, hey, that's backwards. Okay? So if you go to TikTok, everything will look normal. All right, so Intel, let's finish up. There's the bottom of the year, mid-year. Okay, the last 90 days. Now, I want to see 4 different charts. The 1-year chart, the 90-day chart, the 30-day chart, and then the seasonality chart. Okay, now each one gives me something that I'm looking for. Now, the 1-year chart, I'm looking for the high and I'm looking for the low of the year. And I want a rough overall pattern or an idea of what the stock's doing for the year. Then, I want to take a look at the 90-day chart, the last 3 months. Okay, here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at the motion. And it's a repeatable pattern. That's what I'm looking for. The 90-day chart gives me a pattern. See? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Well, it's currently going down. Yesterday was lower than today. Okay, so today could be one day to the upside. But let's zoom in a little bit, and I'll show you. It's a little bit uncertain. Okay, see the gap up? That's going to fill. In a couple more days, it's going to drop a little bit more, fill this gap, come down to 21 before she turns around and goes back up. That's what it looks like it's going to do. That's not guaranteed. Okay, that's just what it looks like. Okay, so you got your 30 days ago, we're at 21. Okay, the bottom is 1950, somewhere in that area. Shoots up to 27. Okay, 1950 to 27. Then she starts coming down. Now we're at 2198. Well, it's close to 22. Okay, what does it normally do? Okay, that's the last 30 days. Now, the last 30 days gives me a good idea of where it's going next. Well, pretty much it looks like it's continuing down, so there's no real reason to keep looking at it. But I am going to write it down for us to take a look at tomorrow. Which one is this? Intel. INTC. Okay, because I'm looking for 2 days to the upside. Okay, today is 1 day higher. Okay, yesterday's bottom was lower than today's bottom. So today is a higher bottom. All right, anyway. I got 53 questions to answer. OBS, the podcast program. Okay. I didn't know OBS had a podcast program. Now, I use OBS for broadcasting, but I had a podcast, and I have over 900 episodes. 900 episodes. And then the company got bought out, and now they want to charge me to use the same software. Wait a minute, and they discontinued the software. So they want me to buy some more software and learn some more software to continue my podcast. I just say, nah, no, thank you. Because I'm doing the podcast for a few years, but then, well, we have live streaming. So got rid of the podcast. Now I'm live streaming. All right, so let's go next. Next, we want to take a look at, what was next? Someone wanted me to take a look at something. I forget what it was. Oh, DRI. Cleveland Grant wants to look at DRI. I never heard of it. DRI. Darden Restaurants. Yeah, no. Sorry, dude. It was actually that quick. It takes 3 to 4 seconds to summarize a 1-year chart. Now, you could spend hours looking at it, or you can just look at the 5 simple things. 5 simple things. The high, the low, where was it, where is it, what's the direction? Down, up. Yeah, it's at the high of the year. Yeah, no thank you. Okay, I don't ever remember anyone tell me, hey, Darden looks great. It's at the high of the year. We should buy it and wait for it to go higher. Yeah, no thank you. Okay, I buy on the dips. Okay, down, this is where I want to buy. Then it goes up. Down, this is where I want to buy. Then it goes up. Down, this is where I want to buy. Then it goes up. That's all it does. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So why would I buy it at the high of the year? And 17 April, 16 May, 20 June, 18 July, 19 September. That's a monthly optionable stock. It means I can only trade it once a month. Yeah, no thank you. Sorry. Just a no thank you. All right. Turn to Jesus. Good evening to you. Adir. Good evening to you too. Dana Danger, good evening. Old School 20, how are you today? Mark wants to take a look at Verizon. VZ. Okay, Verizon, interesting. High, low, where was it? Is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, so it's coming down now. So we're going to zoom in to the last couple of weeks and probably say no to this one. Yeah, that's definitely a no. Well, is what it is. 30 days ago, shoots up, big gap down. Here's the bottom. Slow upgrade, not 2 days to the downside. Yeah, got a couple of weeks for this thing to come down to here. So I'm going to write, oh, wait a minute, I think I did that. I'm going to write Verizon down for 2 weeks. All right, we're going to look at Verizon again in 2 weeks because you got a ways to go before this thing comes back down again. All right, so no to Verizon. Sorry, Mark. Will the tariff impact stocks? Of course it will. Adir, the tariffs aren't really going to impact the stocks. Tariffs are going to impact the people that are panicking about the tariffs. That's about all it's going to do. Because you got to remember, most of these companies that we're looking at are American-made companies that have been around for over 5 decades. Okay, I'm looking for 2 decades of consistent profitability. So consistent profitability, 2 decades, that's 20 years. Okay, we've seen a lot of crap in the last 20 years, and tariffs have nothing to do with it. Okay, most of the companies that I buy are American-made companies. All right, let's keep on going. Flipper, good evening. Lone Wolf, I wish I could learn how to do this. Well, Lone Wolf just keeps showing up. Hey, Rizzo, thank you for that. So Lone Wolf, I created this for my, all right, hold on a second, because I haven't done this yet today, so here we go. That's 2025, we don't need to see that. 2024, here we go. Now, I'm going to show you where and how and why this came about, all right? In 2008, okay, right around the time where we had that financial crisis, look at that, 951 videos. Oh, wait. Why do I only have one? Why is only one showing? Why is only one showing? Okay. Hold that thought. Okay. Hold that thought. Okay. Hold that thought. Okay. Hold that. Okay, so Restream. What's going on with Restream? Sorry, Jacob usually takes care of this. Offline. What, are you kidding me? Offline? Let's try streaming again. Start settings. Stream. Restream. Connect account. Give me a second. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Flying rat turds. I don't know what my login information is. That's Jacob's job. Alrighty. Cannot access. All right. I tell you what. I guess we're not going to be streaming to those other ones. Is what it is. I'll just have to get Jacob on the phone. Have him figure it out for me. Shit. URL, RPT, add channels, chat. Update titles. Need help? Yeah, I need help. That's not going to help me out any. RPT live stream. I have no idea. RPT, RTMPS. Okay. Stop recording. Settings. Stream. Okay. There it goes. Now it's working. All right. All right, now it's working. All right, so let's go back to here. Let's go back to here. Give me 1 second. Sorry. I usually get this set up before I come on live. There it is right there. Now we got 2. All right, 2 live. All right, that works. All right, let's get out of there. Oh, wait a minute. This is what we want. This is why we're here on YouTube. That's why. All right. The oldest videos. There we go. And here's the princess herself. Remember I told you I created this for my 9-year-old.
And as you being part of my internet website called Thingy, which might not
scratch your head.
That's what I do. Being part of that, you're going to be getting weekly lists of stocks and all your trading, and every month you'll be getting 4 lists of stocks that you can choose from that'll help you get the best.
So, there's me.
What does that mean? That means every single day you buy different stocks. Every single day there is a different company paying out dividends. Anyway, seriously. I'm picking just one company per month. Just one.
I laugh every time I see that video. And I play it once a week. You know, for the new people who haven't seen it yet. So, that being said, where are we? Right here. All right. So, that being said, I forget what we were talking about. Isn't that weird? Okay, don't get old. Getting old is no fun. Tendency to forget things. All right, best in show, got it. Traverse, givers, takers, 10 cent. Okay, John Werner, how about a look at MDT? Isn't that Medtronic's MDT? MDT. Medtronics, I was right. Okay, cool. All right, so here's Medtronics. Here's the high of the year. Here's the low of the year. That's where it was. This is where it is. Look at the movement. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. What's it doing right now? Well, that's a good question. Let's take a closer look. Before I do, let's take a look at the numbers. 89.74, we're looking at the 90. The 90 is going from 98 to 145. Okay, that's over 1%. So yes, now we can take a deeper look at the numbers. Okay, here we go. A year ago today, we're somewhere around 86.20. The bottom of the year was second week of July, and that's 75.91. That's the bottom of the year. Okay, the last 90 days, okay, which is the beginning of January. Okay. The high of the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Up, down, what's going on here? Looks like it's turning around and starting to go back up again. That's what it looks like. Well, let's get a closer look. A closer look would be the last 30 days, and that's this right here. Well, look, there's your high, here's your low, and it is going to the upside. Could this be the bottom? It could be. Okay, I like 2 days to the upside. So yesterday and today. Now, today is a little bit lower than yesterday, but it has a higher closing today than yesterday's close. But it has a lower low than yesterday's low. Weird. Anyway, but it is going to the upside. Fine. All right. Next, I want to take a look at the seasonality chart. Now, the seasonality chart is exactly what it sounds like. It has to do with the seasons. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Looks at the whole year in one big chart. All the way to the left, January 1st, all the way to the right, December 31st. The blue line is this year, the red line is 10 years worth of data. Okay, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, so on and so forth. A full 10 years. What does it normally do this time of year? Well, look at it. The blue dot is today. Look at this right here. That looks freaking awesome, in my humble opinion. Now, I like spring. What I don't like about spring is all the pollen. I used to never sneeze in the spring, but now I do. All right. If the blue dot is today, let's bring our cursor right over there. All right. All right. So this is today right here. We're going to dip a little bit and then go up. Well, that looks okay. I'm okay with that. What do the numbers look like for MDT? Well, let's do a trade on MDT and see what it looks like. All right, we're going to do the 89. Look at the price right now. The last price was 88.86. So the closest strike price to that is going to be the 89. So let's take a look at the 89 and see if that makes sense. Okay, covered call right there, covered stock. The 89 right here. Okay, I just want to do one contract because, you know, we're all old enough to know if I'm making this much on one contract, well, what if I do 2 contracts or 4 contracts or 10 contracts or whatever? Whatever you can afford, whatever you are comfortable with. Now, I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just saying, make sure you invest responsibly. Buy one covered call, MDT 100, that's the weekly, 11 April 25. That means the option is going to expire next Friday. The $89 call strike against the MDT stock at the market to open. Well, maximum profit 162. Now remember, when I say I want to invest simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for me to lose, well, I know what I'm making. That's predictable. I know what I'm making before I even do it. Consistent, well, it's a weekly option. So you have an option for this week, an option for next week, an option for the week after that, on and on and on. So I can do this every single week. So if I buy it tomorrow morning at this price, sell somebody the rights to buy it from me for almost the exact same I paid for it, I'm picking up this right here. If it is above 89 next Friday, the 11th of April, see, 11 April 25, that's next Friday. If it is above 89, I'm going to get all my money back, and I'm also going to collect the premium. Okay, every once in a while, I'll collect the premium and the dividend. Well, that's why I use dividend stocks. Kind of like a cherry on top of the sundae, you know? Extra money. I don't know, however you want to look at it. Oh, before I forget, let's see what rate of return that would be. So for that, we need a calculator. Clear that. Maximum profit, 162. To find out your rate of return, you take your profit and you divide it by your investment. The investment is $8,738. $8,738. 1.85. Okay, 1.85%. Just shy of 2%. Now, 1.85% every single week is going to be very, very close to 90% for the year. Well, I can live with that. Matter of fact, I can live with 1%. This is 1.85. Well, that's a hell of a lot better than 1. Okay, but it is what it is. Let's keep on moving forward. Hey, get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Back to where we were and back to where we were. All right, so that is MDT. If you like MDT, it's always a good question. Do I like MDT? And I forgot what that rate of return was. It was 1.9, wasn't it? 1.85. 1.85. Okay, I write anything over 1.5%, I write it down. That way, you go from there. So Lone Wolf, like I said, want to learn, keep coming back every week. It was created for my 9-year-old daughter. So if my 9-year-old daughter can understand it, pretty much anyone can. Melatonin, hello. Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid is in the house. Actually, it's Kool-Aid. I'm going to call you Kool-Aid because that's what it looks like to me. Exclusive for us. Good evening. Scott 154, what's going on? Spring is the 21st of March. I thought it was the 21st of April. Could be. I don't know. Antoine, good evening. What happens? Okay, interesting. And no tattoos. Yeah, no gambling, no vulgarity, no alcohol, no cigarettes. Okay, see, now, I don't consider investing as gambling. Okay, now some people do, and there are some gambling involved in the stock market if you don't know what you're doing. So I'm good with that, okay? No gambling, okay, I'm good with that. No vulgarity. Very, very rarely will I ever use vulgarity. Now, I do once in a while when I get really mad. Okay, so I can't say that. No alcohol. Well, I do have alcohol once or twice a month. But right in the Bible, you can drink wine. That's alcohol. No cigarettes. All for that one. And no tattoos. None of those. So I'm almost there. Almost. Star symmetry. What happens if, okay, Antoine wants to take a look at CEG. So let's take a look at CEG. CEG. Now, we looked at this one earlier today. Let's take a look. What does it actually look like? Okay, here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at the motion. Up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on here? 214.46. The whoa, it's dropped. Now, here's something I point out every once in a while when I see it and it's obvious. The last trade today was 214.46. Well, the current bid is 205. The current ask is 210. They're both lower than the 214. But either way, look at the premiums. The premiums are ridiculous. So yeah, the premiums are good for CEG. But do you like CEG? Is it a stock that you want to buy and hold on to? Okay, very, valid question. Do I like it? Do I want to own it? Are they consistently profitable? These are all good questions. So let's take a deep dive into the numbers. A year ago, CEG's at 186. The bottom of the year was the beginning of August. That was 154.58. Now, she gaps up in September. Here's the last 90 days. Okay, now the last 90 days is the last 3 months. Okay, the high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Up, down, up, down. Now she's going up. We got 2 days to the upside. Actually have 2 days to the upside, which means let's zoom into the last 30 days and see how appetizing it actually looks. Okay, the high, the low, whoops, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down. Now she's going up at 214 at this moment in time. So the 215s are going for 610. Something tells me this thing doesn't have dividends, especially when you have the premiums that big. Okay, what does this stock normally do this time of year? Normally, this time of year, look what the stock does. Nothing drastic, nothing great, just kind of like goes sideways. Hey, that's it. No big moves to the upside. No big moves to the downside, just sideways. All right. If you like CEG, Constellation Energy Group. All right. So the questions rattling through your head right now is number one, does it make sense? It either does or it doesn't. Simple as that. Hey, I have to wait for some time. Okay. Pressure. Okay. I have no idea what happens over there in Ghana, so I cannot help you out. Okay. One, does it make sense? Two, do I like this company? Three, do I like this company at this current price? Four, am I willing to buy it and hold on to it as if my life depended on it, never sell at a loss, and consistently write a covered call every single week to bring in some money? Well, I'm saying yes, but that's me. I like CEG. I'll write it down. And I'm going to circle it because it looks good for tomorrow. All right. Hey, Melodic Angie's here. Good evening, good evening. Elias Ordonez TV. Good evening to you. La Bella Mafia Mama. Okay, good evening, La Bella Mafia Mama. JS Want Peace. Oh, JS Want Peace. Is it free? I have no idea what you're talking about. What is what free? PBA Man. Bet you should have bought Newsmax. No, never heard of it. Isn't that weird? Never heard of it. You do realize, PBA Man, we looked not even 15, 20 minutes ago. There's literally 10,000, I think it was 27 different stocks. 10,000. I'm not going to know all of them. I don't pretend to know all of them. I only know the ones that are consistently profitable and have weekly options because that's all I'm interested in. I'm not interested in anything else. So let's go over here to YouTube and see what they have to say. All right. Raul, hello. How are you? I'm fine. Matt, I'm wonderful. Thank you. I'm good, Matty boy. What is the top thing you look at when you invest in a company? Oh, Matt, that's easy. You ready? My criteria. Now, Matt, you might want to write this down because it's really, really complicated. You ready? I have two things, only two. Number one, you ready, Matt? Consistency of profitability. Are they consistently profitable? Now, I'm looking for 2 decades. That's 20 years of consistent profitability. Second criteria, weekly options. That's it. Weekly options and consistency of profitability. That's it. If they're consistently profitable and they make money every single year, well, yeah. And weekly options. That's the only two I'm looking for. Hello, Mr. Orlando. What is the top thing you look at when you invest in a company? I already got that question. Matt, yep, okay. You got that, Matt? All right. Mandy McCoy, good evening to you. Henry Embroidered Shop. Okay, Henry. Blank. Hey, James, are you familiar with the Smith's maneuver? Nope. Sorry. Orlando, how about dividend paying? I'm not quite sure. What do you mean about dividend paying? Every stock I like has a dividend stock. It's a dividend. First of all, it's a dividend stock. Okay. 20 years or more of increased profits. A dividend is a portion of the company's profits. So yeah, the dividend is a profit given back to you or giving back to the investors. All right, user 29435760209444. That's an Orwellian name. Matt, I'm curious. Can you explain stocks? Because I don't understand. Well, What are your top 3 consistent profitable stocks? Well, Monica, this year, last year it was Macy's, Walgreens, and what was the third one? Harley Davidson was pretty profitable last year. U.S. Steel. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, those are about top 3 that last year. No, don't know that one. RITM. Sorry, user. I have no idea what that is. Matt, stock options. I mean, can you explain it? Because I don't understand. Well, Matt, you do understand. You just need to equate it to something that you know. Let me give you an example. Okay? Now, Matt, I'm going to make the assumption, hold that thought. Matt, I'm going to make the assumption that this is going to explain it for you, okay? Let's say hypothetically, Matt, you have an old car in your backyard. You take it out front, put it on the front lawn, and you slap a for sale sign on it. Let's say it's a 68 Mustang convertible. Cool. Let's say you want $5,000 for it. Ooh, nice. All right, so Steve, the guy down the street, comes by and said, hey, Matt, I liked your car. Let me give you this money right here. Hold the car for me until Friday. If I come back on Friday, I will give you the full $5,000 for the car. If I don't come back on Friday, you keep this non-refundable deposit and you get to sell the car to someone else next Monday. That's it. That is called a stock option. It's the ability to sell to someone something you own. So in this instance right here, CEG, okay, let's say I buy a couple hundred shares at $210. Great. Steve down the street says, ooh, I like that stock. Let me give you this right here, this premium right here. Hold it for me until Friday. If I come back on Friday, meaning the stock is the price or higher on Friday, I'll come back on Friday and give you all the money for it. If not, you keep the stock and you sell it to someone else next week. Well, the beauty about it is 4 April, that's this Friday. 11 April, that's next Friday. 17 April, that's 2 Fridays away. 25 April, 3 Fridays away. 4 Fridays away. 5 Fridays away. 6 Fridays away. Every single Friday, which means I can sell it every single week and collect a premium every single week. Okay, that hopefully it explains it. You missed saying that one of my criteria. No. Okay, the dividend, it's good. Okay, Orlando, I see what you're saying. You wanted me to say it has to have a dividend. Well, a dividend is a portion of the company's profits. So if the company is consistently profitable and it has a weekly option, that's what I'm looking for. You got it? Okay. So remember, a stock option is giving somebody the right to buy something from you at a certain price. Okay, these are the strike prices, certain price, by a certain date. Okay, 4 April, 11 April, 17 April, 25 April, May, every 7 days. So I can do it every single week. And if I can collect 1 or 2% every single week, well, that's over 50% per year. And that works for me. And it only takes me 5 or 10 minutes. Once you understand it, once you know what you're looking for, because when you're looking at a chart, it takes you 3 to 4 seconds. That's it. Okay? High, low, where is it going? Down, up. Simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Okay? The high is there. The low is there. Well, low is there. Okay? It dropped, came back up, dropped again. Now it's going back up again. Look at all the space from here to here, because here's the high of the month. Okay, 250. Where are we now? We're at 214. That's a lot of space this thing can go between now and wherever it turns around. You appreciate it? All righty. All right, Paul, thanks for that. Where are we? RITM. Okay, for some strange reason, I don't think RITM actually fits. RITM. Yeah, it's a monthly. I don't do monthlies because they just don't work. Okay? 17 April, 16 May, 15 August, blah, blah, blah. That is a monthly optional stock, meaning I can only trade it once a month with stock options, once a month. That does not give me 50% per year. Okay, givers, takers, Oracle. Ooh, good one. Monica, I wanted to use your monitor. Who do you use? This is Think or Swim, which is through Charles Schwab. Okay, so over here, Oliver wants to take a look at Oracle. ORCL, Oracle. Cool beans. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up, down. 146 is what we're looking at. Okay, 146, not even on the board. That's weird. Okay, 140, 141, the 146. Looks like the market maker is going to push it down tomorrow. That's what it looks like. The 24-hour thing, I'm not quite used to it yet because a lot of stocks are trading 24 hours a day. Well, the option and all these numbers don't change. So how the hell are we supposed to know what's going on? Z-Dub, what's happening? All right, hold on a second. Where are we? RITM's no. ODEM, thank you for that. John Anthony, what? But what if it gets called away and your average is 22? Okay, John Anthony, you actually got to give me a little bit more to work on, okay? Because I don't know what we're talking about when you're talking about something at 22. Because we're looking at Oracle at the moment, and Oracle is at 140. So I'm not quite sure where you're getting the 22 from. So it's hard for me to keep up with what you guys do. Because I get tonight I got 6 channels. I get 6 channels going tonight. And I got questions coming from everywhere. So when you say, but if it gets called away, your average is 22, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Because we moved on. Okay, Z-Dub, how are we looking after Trump's speech? I don't do politics. Don't get me started. Okay, a lot of people are going to say, no, not politics. Oh, okay, where am I? I got to catch up to where I was. RITM, okay. Okay, here we are. And Stephen Carter, how are you doing today? Calamon Bluestone, do you have LED lights changing colors in the room? I think they are affecting the image on some. Oh, I do have some LED lights. All right. Medina. Oh my goodness, I haven't heard or seen from you in weeks, actually months. Radio Barry, what's happening? You using Telegram? Nope. Or is that an imposter? I don't use Telegram. Don't do Telegram, and I don't do WhatsApp. So more than likely, Radio Barry, that's an imposter. Last I counted, there was about 30 people pretending to be me. That's why every single night you will hear me say, if you really want to have a conversation with me, seriously, I love talking to people. Okay, I talk to people every single day. Whoever leaves me their phone number in the DM or an email, I will call them and we can have a chat. I'm not going to try to sell you anything. Okay, you're big people. You know the value when you see it. You either like it and you want more or you don't. I'm not going to try to sell anyone anything. I got a bunch of shit to sell. Of course I do. I've written a bunch of books. I got a home study course. I have a live trading group that is paid for service. Okay, but I'm not going to try to sell anything. So if you really want a conversation, shoot the breeze, ask me a couple simple questions, fine. Drop me a DM with your number. I'll give you a call. I don't do Telegram, and I don't do WhatsApp. I don't do cryptocurrency. I don't do Forex. I don't do futures. I don't do smart contracts, dividend, stocks for weekly cash flow. That's it. I have my own little niche. It's very small. There's not a lot of people that are interested in making 50% a year. But, you know, it is what it is. All right, that being said, let's keep on going. Mary June, thanks. Learned so much by tuning in. Big thank. Mary June, you're welcome. Zachariah. Good evening, Zachariah. Kathleen Nichols, good evening to you. DP says I'm wrong. Oh, yay! Just lost respect for your advice. Well, great. Number one, it's not advice. And number two, you didn't tell me what I was wrong about. Now, I'm wrong a lot. I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. But what bothers me was someone tells me when I'm wrong, but doesn't tell me what I'm wrong about. Okay? Now, I'm pretty sure today's Wednesday, so I'm not wrong about that. I'm pretty sure it's 10:34 p.m., so I'm not wrong about that. My black shirt matches my pants, so I'm not wrong about that either. So if you're saying I'm wrong, let me know what I'm wrong about. Okay? Keto Whiz, Trump baby. Yeah, don't do politics. Okay? I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm what you might want to call a common senser. I go by the common sense. Okay? Okay. Givers, takers, thank you. You're welcome. What are the top 10 companies you invest in? Matt, wow. You want all of them, huh? If I wanted to use your monitor, who would I use? Okay, I already did that one. I don't understand that language. You gotta convert it to English so I can understand that. And I'm waiting to hear from DP what I'm wrong about. I'm pretty sure I would like your answer on the politics. All right, Mark. Why don't you drop your phone number and you and I have a nice conversation? Because one-on-one, I'll give you my opinions. Thanks. Okay? I'm from the generation called Gen X. Okay? Okay. There's no safe space. No such thing as what do you call it? Safe words. Okay? I ain't gonna give you a participation trophy. Honestly, don't care about your failings. Okay? We got a problem? We'll step outside. Okay? That's the way my generation took care of things. Okay? We tell it point blank. Don't really care about your failings. Don't. If I think you're wrong, I'll tell you you're wrong. If you say I'm wrong, fine. I'll take the insult. It doesn't bother me a bit. There's not really much anyone can say to me that would really bother me. Okay. Stroke Man 93, Dow Futures. Okay, I don't do Dow Futures. Okay? But all right. STRF. 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 Let's try it one more time. STRF. No options, no thank you. Sorry, dude. Steve, good evening, James. I'm learning a lot. Thank you. You're welcome, Steve. Twisted Philly. This is free knowledge. Thank you. Yeah, it is. Isn't it amazing? Apple user, good evening. Mary June, period. Okay, Mary June, not quite sure what we're talking about, but okay. Mark, I could care less who sits in the big chair. Just want common sense. Mark, you and I are on the same team, brother. Common sense. Now, I have nothing at all. I think it's a great idea. Let's make America great again. What's so bad about that? Okay, let's throw out the people who don't belong here. You come here illegally, you don't belong, get out. Okay, you do something you're not supposed to do, fine, you go in jail. I like common sense. Are you holding? Bring that. Are you holding? I grew up in a time frame where are you holding could mean a whole lot of different things. So you got to give me a little bit more information. Am I holding what? Okay. Now, when I was younger, okay, the guys come up and they whisper, "Hey, are you holding?" And that means, do we have any weed on us? Okay. Or, hey, are you holding? Which means we got any alcohol. Okay. It all depends on where you're coming from. Okay. What is the context of what we're talking about? So bring that. Give me a little bit more information. Sojourner, bonjour, bonsoir, comment ça va toujours? Ça va bien? Kato Wiz, Macy looks good. Yeah, I actually have some Macy's, so let's take a look at Macy's. Am I holding some Macy's? Yeah, I'm holding some Macy's. So bring that, gotta give me a little bit more information. And I'm still waiting for what's his name to tell me what I'm wrong about. What was his name? DP. Yeah, DP. All right, so I'm still waiting for DP to tell me what I was wrong about. All right, we're going to take a look at Macy's. Hold that thought for 1 second. Are you doing anything with Trump tariffs? Nope. Could care less. Mr. James, if we got a problem, let's step outside. You know, yeah, I stepped outside once. I regretted it, got my ass kicked. But, you know, that's the way we did it in those days, okay? You like, hey, you got a problem? Let's step outside. All right. Would you name top 3 companies you invest in? Well, this year, U.S. Steel, Kohl's. Kohl's is dropping, but I'm still making a shitload of money off of it. Kohl's, U.S. Steel, what else? Harley Davidson's still pretty good. You know, I get like $600, almost $600 a week from Harley Davidson. Oh, I don't mind that. Would you name top 3? Orlando. James, what's wrong with the market? It's a buy slowly opportunity. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Orlando. Are you holding Macy's and Kohl's? Well, yeah, I'm holding both of them. Not adding anything at the moment. Sam, you know, days people just cry to their parents. General Motors and Ford and Macy's you like. Okay. Yeah, I do like General Motors, and I do like Ford, and I do like Macy's. So let's take a look at Macy's first. All right, so let's go. And I'm still waiting for that dude to tell me what I was wrong about. Okay, is what it is. I guess he left. Come insult me and then leave without giving me any idea what I'm wrong about. So I can't fix it. So if I'm wrong, fine. Let me know what I'm wrong about. Maybe I'll fix it. All right, so Macy's. Let's take a gander. Macy's. Okay, here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where we were. Here's where we are. Look at the motion. Sideways down, right here. It looks like the bottom was yesterday or the day before. Okay, could that be a good buying opportunity? I don't know. Don't know. Let's continue to look a little bit deeper. Okay, so it's at 13.19. The 13 is going for 51. Okay, that's more than 2%, close to 3 or 4%. Well, yeah, that works for me. Because 4% of a $13 stock would be 52. Okay, and it's going for 51. Okay, so it's around 3%. Okay, I like 3%. But I already own some Macy's. And it still gives me a nice premium every week. So let's take a look. A year ago, Macy's is at 1910. The high of the year, the end of May. Now from there, she drops, retraces. Look at the last 90 days. Okay, I like looking at the last 90 days. Okay, high, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now she's going back up again. 2 days to the upside. Okay, Monday was the bottom. Tuesday was higher. Today's higher. That's 2 days to the upside. That's what I'm looking for. For me, and that is an invite. Well, it looks at the last 30 days because 30 days gives me a better idea of where it's going. Now, you can see it pretty clear. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down. Excuse me. Down, up, down, up. Okay. That's what it's doing. Okay, you can't argue with it. I mean, that's the number. And it's not my numbers. Okay, this is Thinkorswim, which is through Charles Schwab. Now, Charles Schwab is one of the biggest brokers in the United States. Well, they don't make stuff up. That's what the numbers are. You don't like my numbers? Go to your own website, your own trading platform. And then you look at where's the high of the last 30 days? Where's the low of the last 30 days? where does it look like it's going? Okay, if the high is here, she drops, goes back up again, comes back down, goes back up again, comes back down. What do you think it's going to do next? Stocks only do two things. If you're expecting a stock to come to your house and take the dog for a walk and wash the dishes, maybe tuck you in a bed, no. Stocks go up, stocks go down. That's all they do. Now, if you follow it and you look at it every day, you'll be able to see an opportunity. Okay, 30 days ago was the high. She drops, 30-day bottom was Monday. Tuesday was higher, today's higher. So it looks, it's not guaranteed, it looks as if she's going back up. Okay, well, I like that probability. So what kind of a trade can I do to take advantage of that information? Well, a covered call is one of the simplest, safest trading strategies there is. All right, 13. 13, go for 51. So let's do one at 13 and see what it looks like. Now, remember, okay, just because the numbers look good here now, first thing tomorrow morning at 9:30, all of these numbers are going to change. But you know what doesn't change? It stays the exact same. The mathematical equation. What am I buying it for? What's the closest strike price? What's the premium? And is it more than 1% of the purchase price? Well, the purchase price is $13.16. Okay, the premium is 51. Okay, so let's take a look at the numbers. Let's get out of that. Let's change this to covered stock. The 13 right there. One contract at the market. Whoops. At the market. And here it is. Buy one covered call of Macy's 100s. That's the weekly. 11 April 25. That means the option expires next Friday. 11 April. Yeah, where did that? The $13 call strike against the Macy's stock at the market to open. It's two trades. Remember, we're buying the stock, selling the option. Two trades. Okay, break even is $12.53. Well, the stock is $13.19. Okay, my profit $47. It's cost me $1,200. Let's see what kind of rate of return that is. Calculator, come forth and be recognized. All right, there we go. All right, maximum profit $47. Divide that by purchase price 1,253. Okay, 3.75%. Okay, it looks good, but in the morning the numbers are going to change. Is it still going to be that high tomorrow morning? I'm going to write it down just in case because I like the numbers. 3.7. All right. Let's get out of here. We gotta get out of here. If it's the last thing we ever do. All right, there you go. That's Macy's. All right, what else we got? Sam wants to take a look at General Motors and Ford. Ooh, General Motors and Ford. I love General Motors. Nice numbers for General Motors. Okay, take a look. Ooh, that's nice. High, low, was, is. Look at it. Up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on here? 47. 47 is going for 184. That's like 4%. That's nice. Well, let's take a look. A year ago, General Motors at 45. The bottom of the year, the beginning of August, 38.84. Shoots up to the high of the year at 61, and that was the end of November. Well, look at your last 90 days. Same thing. High, low, was, is. What's it doing? Down, up, down, up, down. But look at a big gap. I love a gap like that. Okay, she shoots up, big gap down, and now she's going up 3 days to the upside. Well, that's what I'm looking for. Let's zoom in and see what. Let's see what's shaking. Here we go. 30 days ago. drops, shoots up, gap up here, comes back down with a gap down. Okay, now you get the bottom here. Okay, in a couple of days, this is going to be the new 30-day bottom. Because in a couple of days, that's going to drop off. Okay? Because as the days add, those drop off. So this is going to be the new 30-day bottom. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Now she's going up 2 days to the upside. 47.98. We're looking at the 48s. 131. So let's do a covered call on General Motors and see what it sounds like. Okay, let's get rid of this. Change this to covered stock right there. Okay, the last trade, 47.98. So we're looking at the 48s right there. One contract at the market because I want it to fill first thing in the morning. And there it is. Buy one covered call, General Motors 100. That's the weeklies. 11 April 25. That's next Friday. Okay, the $48 call option against General Motors at the market to open. 225 of 4,500. Well, let's see what that looks like. Okay, these numbers don't lie. Okay, it is what it is. It either makes sense or it doesn't. You either like the stock or you don't. Well, General Motors has been in business for over 100 years. They've seen a lot of stuff. World War II, Korea, Vietnam, the Gulf crap, Afghanistan, all that crap over there. Okay, we've seen the stock market crash. We've seen the Great Depression. We've seen the crashes of 29, 87, 2000, 2008, 2021, all the crap that's going on in the economy. And yet, General Motors is still available. You know what I like about General Motors? The book value is like twice as much as what the stock price is. Okay? Okay, also, the earnings, or the revenue per share, it's crazy. The revenue per share, I mean, the shares are only 48 bucks, but the revenue per share is, hold on, let's actually take a look. Because, you know, if you're going to be buying stocks, you got to at least pretend to care about the numbers. Okay? There we go. Okay, if it's your hard-earned money, it's probably a good idea. Reciprocal tariffs. Cool. I'd like to see that. All right, anyway, Yahoo Finance, here we go. GM. Come on, GM. Here it is, General Motors right there. Now I want to go to statistics. Statistics for General Motors. Return on equity right there. Revenue per share. General Motors, revenue per share, $168 per share. Look at this. Quarterly revenue growth, 11%. Quarterly 11%. That's nice. Okay. Keep on coming down. Book value per share, $63 per share. That's incredible. Hold on. It gets better. Historical data. Now, we're going to compare this to a stock that everybody likes, and everybody keeps telling me, what about this? What about this? Yeah. We're going to take a look at one. Okay, dividends only. Okay, 12 cents. All right. So it's got a 12-cent dividend. All right. Okay, what's the summary for General Motors? All right, this doesn't look that great. Look at the forward dividend and yield. So it's a 48-cent dividend. All right, 12 cents a quarter. Not that much, but the stock's only like 30 bucks. 1%. That's all it's returning. Kind of sucks if you think about it. But look at the numbers. Revenue per share, book value per share. That's higher. Okay, so let's take a look at one that people like. NVDA, NVIDIA. Okay, so watch these numbers. These numbers are crazy. Okay. The dividend for NVIDIA, 4 cents a year, 0.04. That's 4/100ths. 4/100th. So if you put in $100, you're getting 4 cents. That's freaking nuts. Hold on, it gets worse. Let's take a look at statistics. Wait a minute. Yeah, statistics for NVIDIA. So you can, mentally compare it in your head. Okay. Revenue per share, $5.31. Hold on, it gets worse. Book value per share, $3.24. And the stock is over $100 a share. $100 a share is it's 104. $104 a share. The book value is $3.24. Okay, revenue per share, $5.31. And the dividend is 1 penny. Well, take a look at General Motors. Okay, revenue per share, 160. The dividend is 12. The book value is like, was it 67, something like that? Just crazy. So why the hell are people loving NVIDIA and not so much General Motors? I don't know. I don't do NVIDIA. The numbers look horrible, in my opinion, because I'm investing for something different. I'm investing for cash flow, not capital growth. Okay, so yeah, NVIDIA is a capital growth company. Okay, it's in my opinion, a young man's game, because I'm an old guy and I want cash flow. All right, that being said, let's move on. All right, we did Macy's already. What else we have here? Sam. People just cry to their parents, yeah. Oh, yeah, Sam wants to take a look at Ford. So let's take a look at Ford real quick. Get out of there. Get out of there. Change this to that. And go back to here and put Ford in right there. Now, I do own some Ford. Okay. And here we go. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, big drop. Back up, sideways, back down, back up again. All right, so that's what the 1 year looks like. Okay, what's the numbers look like? Well, it's at $10 right now. The 10 is going for 32. Well, that's freaking nice. Oh, look at that. Now, I don't know if you guys know what we're looking at. Okay, so for those guys that don't know and that are new, look at this right here. This is called open interest. All right, so this is calls, which means people are thinking it's going to go up. Over here, these are called puts. Those are the people thinking it's going to go down, because there's always a balance. You get some people think it's going to go up, some people think it's going to go down. So look at the numbers. 2,000, 13,000, 3,500, 1,500. Okay, look over here. 2,600. 10,000, 43,000, 5,700, 1,600. There's a lot more people thinking it's going up than those thinking it's going to go down. Okay, and that's more than like a 3 to 1, because you add them all up, and then you add all these up. Okay, so that's 1,600. That's 7,000, 50,000, 60,000. 63, 64,000, 65,000. So 65,000 contracts. 65,000 contracts. Now each contract is 100 shares. So that's like 65,000. That's like 6,500,000 shares. That's a lot of shares over here. Well, look over here. 2,100 and 13. That's 15, 18, 19, 2,000. That's it. No, 20,000. Is that right? Wait a second. 2,000. It's 15,000, 16, 17, 18,000. Okay, sorry. So 20,000. So 20,000 here and 60,000 here. That's 3 to 1. 3 to 1, 3 to 1. So 3 times the amount of people think it's going to go up as opposed to those that think it's going to go down. All right, just, useless information. I don't know, maybe, could be useful. All right, so let's take a look. A year ago, 1326. A high of the year, 1488. That was in the middle of July. She drops down. Look at the last 90 days right there. Same thing. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Up, down, up, down, up. Okay. Hold that thought. Oh, buy and stole stocks. Okay, I figured you'd like that. Okay. All right. What do you think about NVO? NVO. Okay, give me a few minutes. We'll take a look at NVO in a little bit. Right now, we're looking at Ford. We'll get to those other questions in a little bit. Now, at 11:15, we're going to stop looking at stocks and just answer questions because I have a whole bunch of questions sitting there waiting for me to view them. Now, I will answer each and every individual question before the night's out. 11:15, I stop looking at stocks and just answer questions. All right. Ford. Let's see what it looks like. The last 30 days. Pretty evident it's going up. It's definitely in an upward trend. Okay, a little bit of pullback. Now she's going back up again. All right, fine. All right. $10. $10 right there. Even the 1050 looks good. So let's see what it looks like. Covered. The 10 right there. One contract. Market. And here's Johnny. Buy one covered call of Ford 100. That's the weeklies. 11 April. That's next Friday. The $10 call option against the Ford stock at the market to open. $30.50 is what I'm making, but it's only costing $970. So let's do the quick math. Okay, calculator. Profit $30.50 divided by 970. That's it for one contract, 970. Okay, 3%. Well, I like 3%. Now, 3% is over 150% per year if you can get 3% every single week. You can't always. Now, I don't always get 3%. I average over 1%. Okay, my average is over 1% every week. That's over 50% per year. This year, the numbers are just freaking ridiculous, and I have no idea why. They just are. All right, that's Ford. If you like Ford, it always comes back to that last question. Do I understand this? Does it make sense? Do I like this company? Do I like this company at this current price? Am I willing to buy it and hold it, never sell it, just keep rolling it forward and collecting a premium every single week after week after week? Now, granted, 10 or 15 minutes every day, it's just like adding a new, what do you call that? A new segment into your morning routine. Okay, you get up, you get dressed, brush your teeth, take a shower, have some breakfast, sit in front of your computer for 5 to 10 minutes. And you got to be disciplined about it because you can get sucked in and just want to do emails, want to take a look at the news. Yeah. Get in, take a look at your positions, get out. Simple. All right, so what do we got here? Angel DR77 wants to take a look at NVO. What the heck is NVO? NVO. NVO. Novo Nordisk. I'm going to say no. It's so freaking choppy. Look at that. That's what I call choppy. Yeah. No consistency, no predictability, no thank you. Sorry, I don't trust trade stocks like this because it's hard to map out where you think it's going to go next. Look at all the gaps. Gap down, gap up, gap up, gap down, gap down, gap down, gap up, gap down, gap down, gap down. Yeah, no thank you. No consistency whatsoever. Sorry, kiddo. Anna, good evening to you, Miss Anna. Buy and hold stock tips. IP, International Paper. Not one we normally take a look at, but okay. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, 54, 46. The 54s, the 55s. Okay, all of those look nice. Either one of them looks nice. But the question always comes down to, do I like this company? Do you even know who International Paper is? Do you know how long have they been in business? Do you know how profitable they are? How many years in a row have they been consistently profitable? Okay, so let's take a look. A year ago, 38.73. The bottom of the year at the end of April was 33.30. All right, so the high of the year right there, 60.57. 11.22. That was towards the end of November. But look at the number. 60.57 is the high. Look at the low. 33. That's almost a 50% difference. If you can't stomach it, if you're not okay with it. Now remember, we're not buying the stock. We're buying the cash flow. Now we're using the stock as a vehicle, so to speak. Think of it as a train. Okay, jump on the train, take it for a ride when it's the right time, as it's going up. And once you get that profit, once you reach that station, you get off and you get on to another one. Same thing, I'm buying the cash flow opportunity, not the stock itself. The stock is getting me where I want to go. Anyway, let's keep on going. The last 90 days, okay, high, low, where was it? Where is it? Where is it going? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. There we go. 54.46. The 55s are going for 80. That is well over 1.5%. Okay, we're running low on time, so I'm not going to go deep into it. All I know is that take a look at the chart. Look at the last 30 days. Okay, high, low, was, is. Look at it. Down, up, down, up. 2 days to the upside. Okay, there they are right there. And we have between here and here plenty of space to pick up 1 or 2%. That's all I'm looking for. Okay, you guys got to figure out what's right for you. And I always tell people, don't listen to a word I say. I may be full of whatever. Do your own research. Does it make sense? Do you like these companies? What is a good company to buy? What are the fundamentals? Are you a fundamental trader or are you a pattern trader? Me, I can't be a pattern trader because I'm retired. My income has to be predictable and consistent and no way for me to lose. So yeah, I am a very niche trader. Okay, I don't want to lose any of my money and I'm requiring of my efforts 1% every week. That's what my requirements are for me. And I'm just sharing with you guys with the hopes that at some point in time, my children and my grandchildren will watch these videos and say, oh, so that's how Dad did it. Anyway, let's keep on going. Black Air Force Energy. Nothing better than tent enemas while looking at the numbers. Well, alrighty then. Sam, I said intrigued you. General Motors and Ford numbers. Okay. Free speech and other stuff. If I have 400 shares of stock, but the price has dropped below my average purchase price when I to try to sell a covered call. There is very little weekly income. Okay, so free speech and other stuff. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Let me give you my cow analogy, because this is simple. Let's say hypothetically I buy a cow, and the cow gives me a gallon of milk every week. Then I wake up one Monday and it only gives me a half a gallon. Do I get rid of it, or do I take that half a gallon? Okay, so your stock dropped. Fine. Sell a covered call against it. I'm not telling you to do something, but think about it. Hold on. All right, if the stock drops and you sell a covered call, let's say you got it at 57 and now it's at 55. Well, you can still sell the 56 or the 57s because it's further out of the money and you bring in something. Now, something is better than nothing. Now, we had a conversation about this with one of the people in the morning trading group. She says, well, yeah, I was getting 30 cents before, but now I'm only at 5 cents. Okay, fine. Take the 5 cents. Add it up 52 times over the year. Okay, and then do the math. Okay, so 5 times 52, what is that, 70? Okay, then you divide it into the purchase price. Well, that's your profit. So instead of making 50% per year, well, she was making like 26 or 28. Well, that's a hell of a lot better than nothing if you don't sell anything against it. If you have no money coming in, you have no money coming in. Okay? I will take, 1 cent, 2 cent, 4 cent, 5 cent. I'll take it because it adds up at the end of the month, or it adds up at the end of the year. And I do require, because I'm at the point where I require some cash flow to pay my bills. All right, so let's keep it on. What do we have? Okay, sell covered call below the break even and roll away if threatened. Well, exactly. You don't need me. You got to figure it out too. Sell covered calls at the purchase price and very little premiums. Yeah, that too. It's a balance. Sell a premium lower than what you paid for it, but not too close to where the action is. Well, the action's right here at the line. Okay? The difference, the stock's at 54.29. Well, it's between 54 and 55, which is right there between the purple and the black. That's what they call at the money, where the action is. And that's the highest rate of return. Okay, so the purple here, that's in the money. Okay, the black here is out of the money. Okay, so depending on what you want to do, figure out, does it make financial sense? So if you bought it at 55 and now it's at 52, well, sell the 54s or sell the 53.50s. Something so that you're bringing something in, because something is better than nothing. And that small something, 52 times, because there's 52 weeks in a year. Never sell for less than what you paid for it. So if it never hits 55 again, well, you can consistently do the 53s and the 54s and keep rolling it forward and keep picking up something every single week, because it does add up. Okay. Free speech, something else. Okay. How does an Auto EX work? What is it? I have no idea what the Auto EX work is. Angler 77. Okay. All right. So back over here to TikTok questions. You guys are on Instagram. You guys never have any interesting questions. Anyway. Clint Diesel, good evening. CB, good evening. Ari, good evening. Jesse Riggins, how's it going? World you want to live in, girl, how are you today? Haven't seen you in a couple of days, but we already looked at Macy's. But we haven't looked at Riot yet, so let's take a look at Riot. We got a couple more to take a look at, and then we're going to call it quits for the night and just answer questions. I got like 41 questions over on TikTok. I will get to all of them. Just sit tight for a second. Riot, let's take a look at it. Now, I do own some Riot, so that's what we're looking at. Interesting. All right. High, low, is. Look at the motion. Okay. Sideways, down, up, sideways, down. 802. Okay, the last trade was 802. Well, now we're at 760. Okay, well, the 750 is going for 73. The 8 is going for 43. The 8.5 is going for, oh, fucking numbers are nice. Well, because it's 10 days away. Nope, 9 days away. Sorry. 9 days away. All right, so for 9 days, let's take a gander. A year ago, 1082. The bottom of the year was in early September, 633. Ouch. Hold a second. 633 is the bottom. Look at the high, 16. 16 to 6, that's 60%, no, 55, 60% drop. Difference between the high and the low. Okay, remember I said earlier, if you're not okay with the stock dropping as much as 50%, don't jump into this game. It's not for everyone. All right, let's keep on going. Last 90 days, same thing. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Where is it going? Up, down, sideways, 8, we see on that already. Last 30 days, right there. That's easy to see. Look at it. Look how easy that is to see. 30-day high, she drops, retraces, drops down, new 30-day bottom, 2 days to the upside at 802. Does it make sense? Are you okay with it? Do you like this stock? These are all questions that you need to ask yourself before you buy anything. And never, ever blindly listen to some bonehead online. That's me. I'm a bonehead online. Don't listen to what I have to say. Ask yourself the questions. Does it make sense? Is what I'm saying correct or is it wrong? Well, we already have someone tell me I'm wrong. He didn't tell me what I was wrong about, and he just disappeared. Okay, shows up, insults me, and then leaves. Okay, is what it is. I'm okay with it. JJJ wants to take a look at Home Depot. Home Depot. Let's do it real quick. Now, Home Depot is a dividend king. Out of my price range at the moment, because I don't do stocks that big. Ooh, but look at that movement right there. That looks nice. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, and down, up. 365, the 365 is going for 1020. That's more than 2%, close to 3%. All right, well, it's Home Depot. They are a dividend king, which means they have increased their profitability for more than 5 decades. Okay, fine. That works for me. A year ago, 364. The bottom of the year, 323. And look at the top. The top is right there. 439. Drops last 90 days. Okay. High, low is. Look at the direction. Up, down, up. That is so easy to see. Let's take a look at the last 30. The last 30. Okay. Down, up. Simple. Home Depot. We all know who Home Depot is. There's one in almost every major city. Okay? Now, I know St. Petersburg has 3 Home Depots. Anyway, that's what we're looking for. Okay, it's 17 past 11. We got 13 minutes to answer the rest of these questions. That's all I'm going to do, just answering questions. How does the, Sam Ron, you got to give me a better question than how does a Auto EX work? What is it? You have to give me a little bit more to go on than that, because Auto EX, I have no idea what that means. Alrighty, Clint Diesel said hi already. World You Want Living Girl, JJJ. All right, JJJ, seriously, dude, take a look at Misty. Take a look at the numbers. Kason, how you doing today? Robin Jones, SoFi. Yeah, I think you should look at the numbers on SoFi. See how often have they increased their profits. Are they consistently profitable? If so, how many years? I like 2 decades, which is 20 years, and SoFi does not fit for me. All right, 6-2 Quesada. Okay, the perfectionist. Now I've seen the specialist, but I don't think I've seen the perfectionist. Okay, thank you for that. Tahoe Red, hello. Wonderful if you would invest in lithium stock. Not 20 years old yet, kiddo. I like companies that are 20 years of consistent profitability. I don't know of any lithium stock companies that have been around for 20 years. Dunka. I forget. That silver guy finally understands selling calls. Aiming to understand margins next. I wish I knew this in my 20s. All right, silver guy, margin. Simple. If you put in $50,000, your broker will match it and put in $50,000 also. Meaning if you bought 100 shares of Home Depot at $365 per share, 100 shares is $37,000. Half of that money would be yours, and half of it would be margin or borrowed money. Borrowed money, you have to pay to borrow money. It's like you're taking out a loan. Well, this is exactly what it is. But the nice thing about margin is you can double or triple your returns using margin because it gives you leverage. But it's a double-edged sword. So as the stock goes up, if the stock goes up $1, you earn $2 on margin. But if the stock goes down $1, you lose $2. So it increases your returns and it increases your losses. I always tell people, never ever use margin until you understand the risks that are involved. I got margin call last week and I got a margin call the week before because this in only one account. So I got 7 accounts, but only one got a couple of margin calls. Let's keep on moving. Thank you, Silver Guy. Stock Learner 4, thank you. Okay, 6 Toke Zeta. Never have. No idea what that means. Wolf 78, bam. Not quite sure. MASH. Okay. Thank you for that. Tahoe Red. Shelly Mullen, good evening to you. Steve, Advanced Auto Parts. Hold on a second. Okay, whoever just did that one over on YouTube, you just answered the question. I can't read that. Terribly sorry. I don't mean to insult you in any way, shape, or form. No idea what that language is. I don't know if it's a compliment or an insult or a question or a statement. No idea. Can't read it. Sorry. Steve with 2 E's. Advanced Auto Parts. Let's take a look at that tomorrow because we're running out of time. What is your thoughts on low PE ratio, high yield stocks? Sea Turtle Mining. Okay, so Sea Turtle Mining, you've been here before, okay, because I remember the name. Now, when I tell you the trading strategy I'm sharing with you for free, I'm not charging any money. I'm not asking anyone to buy anything. No, there's not going to be a pitch at the end of the night where I try to sell you something. If you want to buy it, hey, you know how to do it. You're all big boys. Go to the, what do you call it? The website, whatever. But anyway, when I say I created this for my 9-year-old, okay, she's 9 years old. I showed you the video earlier. It had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. So when you start talking about PE ratios, I might as well just throw the Greeks in there, and also the Black-Scholes pricing methodology for standardized options. I might as well throw that in there too. Once you get confusing, okay, PE ratios can be confusing. To a 9-year-old, it's got to be simple, it's got to be safe, and no, the Greeks, the PE ratios, earnings per share, the debt, all that kind of weird stuff just makes it more complicated. Simple. Is it a good company? Are they consistent? You did it again. Okay, you just, and it looks like the exact same question. It is the exact same question. Now, I can't read it, but I do know one looks the exact same as the previous one. Okay, so yeah, convert it to English. I don't know how to do it here. All right, so anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so it has to say simple. Simple, safe, predictable. It was created for a 9-year, so it had to be easy. John, SPY tomorrow morning under 20 at 5:40. Okay, John, I don't do the spiders. Okay, if you actually go into the spiders, okay, go take a look at a financial website that will give you detailed information about the spiders. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's do it real quick because you're going to be a little on the disappointed side. Okay, John, you ready for this? SPY. I'm going to do this as quick as I can, John. Okay. All right, you ready, John? SPY. Your yield, which means if you invest in SPY, $545 per share, your return for the year is going to be 1.19%. 1.19%. Now, I'm looking to get 1% a week, every week. You're investing in SPY, you're making 1.19%. Look at the rate of return since the beginning of the year. Okay, year-to-date total return, -4%, -4.2. But take a look at the dividends that Spiders has been paying. Hold on, we're going to go to historical data because historical data gives you all the information, the high, the low, the opening, the close, the volume, even the dividends. Okay, so dividends, here we go, dividends only. All the dividends. Now, when I say I'm looking for consistency of profitability, well, let's take a look. Let's go all the way back to 2005, all right? 2005, let me read you some of these numbers. So hypothetically, it should go something like this. 5, 7, 8, 11, 13, 15, 17, 18, 20, 24, 28, consistently higher, higher, and higher, and higher. So let's take a look at Spider, all right? From 2005, because remember I said I want 2 decades? That's 20 years. So 20 years ago was 2005. So let's see how consistently profitable Spiders are, okay? Okay, John, you ready? 2005, 47, 49, 52, 67. Ooh, 4 in a row, higher and higher. Hold on. 47, 49, 52, 67, 52. That's going backwards, dude. That's losing money. 56, 58, 79, 55. Wait a second. That's twice it went backwards, losing money. Okay? 66, 72, 78, 64, backwards. 67, 69, 72, 56, backwards. 52, backwards. 51, backwards. Yeah, it's not consistently profitable. Consistent profitability. 2, 3, 7, 9, 11, 15, 19, 20, 22, 27, higher and higher and higher. Not 2 up, 1 back, 2 up, 2 back. No. That's not consistent profitability. No. And it's only paying 1.15%. Yeah. No thank you to the spiders. I want consistency of profitability. Why are you giving your money to a company or an ETF or whoever the hell they are that 66, 72, 78, 68, 64, that's going backwards. Losing money. It's supposed to be higher, not lower. 67, 69, 72, 56 lower, 52 lower, 51 lower. That's going, all right, no. No, SPY, no, 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 hell no. Sorry, John. Oh, down. Thank you. Jacques, how you doing? Awesome. Cool beans. Thank you. Quantum Realm. Hello, Daddy-O. Well, hello to you too. Monica, good evening. One Lit Spirit. DMN stock is the play for tomorrow. Screenshot at the least. Watch it. DMN. What the hell is DMN? DMN. Damien, oh hell no. 2 cents? It's like, what is it, 1 cent? Yeah, no. No, no, hell, double no. Ooh, Wolf, Walmart. We did some Walmart this week, and it looked pretty good. All right. Shalak Holic. Cool bean. Dean, good evening. Rocco, or Recco. Cool. World You Want to Live In, girl, thank you. David, good evening. Nev, what are your top 3 dividend stocks currently looking to invest around 10,000? Okay, well, my top 10 stocks, or my top 3, that would be Kohl, U.S. Steel. What was the other one? I haven't looked at Nordstrom in a while. That was good, pretty good a couple of years ago. I have a hard time understanding contracts. Just me and my charts. Oh, good evening. You're having a hard time understanding contracts? All right, let me see if I can explain a contract for you. In order for a contract to be valid, a valid legal contract, you need 4 things. A beginning date, an ending date, consideration, that means money has to change hands, and then a mutual agreement. They call it a meeting of the minds, okay? Means I want to do something and you want me to do something. Are we in agreement? Okay, that's what a contract is. It's an agreement, okay? A contract on a stock, okay, is a call option or a put option. So stock options are legal binding contracts. Let me explain one briefly. Okay, so here, AT&T. Currently it's at $27.95. Okay, so the 28, let's use that as a contract. So if I buy, okay, ready? If I buy AT&T at $27.95, that means I own it. It's mine. I can do whatever I want with it. Now, a call stock option is an insurance policy. Okay, an insurance policy is a legal binding contract. Okay, now if I own it at $27.95, I have the right to do whatever I want with it. So I'm going to sell it to someone else because I'm looking to make money. The only way you can make money is to buy something and then sell something. Okay, so I can buy the stock, $27.95, and then I can sell it for higher than I paid for it because that's kind of what we're doing. But a covered call is doing the exact same thing, but under a contract with a stock option. So let me explain. So I own it at $27.95. I wanted to sell it to someone else at $28 because $28 is pretty close to $27.95. So the $28's right there. Okay, so I'm going to sell it to someone else at $28. Now, remember I said you need a beginning date and an ending date? Well, the beginning date is whenever the person hands you the money. The ending date, well, it's whatever you decide. 4 April, that's this Friday. 11 April, that's next Friday. 17 April, that's 2 Fridays away, 3 Fridays away, 4 Fridays away. So I can pick any one of these because once I own the stock, once I am in possession of it, I have control until I enter a contract with someone else. Okay, so if I sell my rights, someone to buy it from me at 28 on anytime before the 11th of April, which is next Friday. I'm not quite sure if that makes it understandable or not. It is what it is. Bryce, what's up, Bryce? Lisa M, good evening. I left you a message on your phone. I had something come up today. Which stock would you buy if you wanted to make a cash flow of 400 to 500 a week? All right, so 400 to 500 a week, you'd need at least 40,000 or 50,000. So $50,000 would give you at 1% 500 a week. Okay, 400 a week, you need at least 40,000 at 1%. Okay. Is that Hakuna? Hakuna's back. Cool beans. I haven't seen you in weeks, dude. How will these tariffs impact your strategy, good or bad? Irrelevant. No sense whatsoever. What I'm seeing today, which is strange, yesterday and Monday, the rates of return were kind of low. But today, the rates, the premiums are so much higher. It's like, can that be right? Some of the premiums is freaking crazy. All right, so anyway, just me and my charts. I'm not quite sure if you understood that, but if you want some more explanation, you can always drop me your phone number here, and I'll give you a buzz. All right, Rizzo, thank you for that. Oh, wow, we're past 11:30. We got, holy shit, 61 questions. Brian TKO, how you doing? Tom McCormick, how you doing, Tom? Lit Spirit, tomorrow play DMN. Yeah, that ain't happening. We looked at that one already. Mahab Mohibi, cool. Neo, look at you. Cool, thank you. Fuad Mohandes, cool. KG, what's happening? Uh-oh. Matt, I'm going to ignore the fact that you want me to take a look at SCHD. I can't even believe you suggested that one. All right, what am I missing? All right, we already did Walmart. Okay. Lucky, how long do you have to be in the stock to collect a dividend? 1 day. Collect the put premium and then the stock you want at a lower price. Okay, I get that one, Tim McCarty. I don't do that often. Once in a while, if it makes sense, but I haven't been doing it lately. The market will crash tomorrow. Futures brutally down. Okay, I'm not too worried about it at the moment. XRP is a joke. Okay. How will tariffs affect oil stocks? I don't know. Okay, I'm not concerned. Okay, my concern is, okay, nothing to do with tariffs whatsoever. Okay, tariffs are for imports. If you don't want to deal with the tariff, don't buy stuff from overseas. That's pretty simple. Okay, if you want to buy something, you don't have to worry about the tariff, buy American made. Simple. Sebastian, good evening. Carillo, me too. Cool. All right. Mike, I bought QQQ today. What's your thoughts? Hell no, Mike. Apparently, Mike, you didn't look at the numbers for QQQ. Seriously, take a look at them. How consistently profitable is QQQ? What kind of rate of return? What is your yield? What is you haven't looked at the numbers, dude. Because if you looked at the numbers, you wouldn't have bought it. Cato Wiz, we already did Macy's. AI Robotics, Simons. Ooh, I like Simons. Dirt Farmer, good evening, good evening. Daddy 80s, what's happening? Super Oliver, I'm not quite sure. Oh, a duck. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck. A deer, that's very risky. Okay, a deer, I'm not quite sure what you mean that's very risky because I have no idea what we're talking about. Neo, or getting bumped. Okay. Terry McCord, good afternoon. Sandy, Kohl's and Pfizer. Ooh, I like both of them. Okay, user 1250591. I'm going to call you Peter. Peter, SOXI, hell no. Neo, Abelmal, love Abelmal. Caterpillar, love Caterpillar. VITI, hell no. Neo, Emerson, ooh, like that one. Ooh, FRT, I like that one too. It's 8:40, 8:34. All right, it's 8:34 somewhere, not here. All right, same as AG. Sup, Neo, what's happening? Moe James, book recommendations for beginners and options. That would be Wade Cook's Wall Street Money Machine. Sandy finds that funny. I have no, okay, Sandy, it's been so long ago, whatever I said was funny. It is okay. I'm the GOAT. Cool beans. ACPAXP. KT, thank you for that. Come ask me tomorrow. We'll look at it tomorrow. Melodic Angie. Who do you like best, Macy's or Kohl's? I'd say Macy's. They've been around longer. AI Robotics, cool beans. Freddie, good evening. Heidi, when you do a covered call tonight, how do you know what price it will open at tomorrow? I don't. And there it is again. I don't know what that language is, and I don't know how to, I don't know how to convert it to English. Sorry. All right. Heidi, I don't know. Because see, now, the reason I do market order when I'm doing a covered call is I want it to fill instantaneously. And the stock and the option are already interconnected, so I know exactly what it's going to be when it opens up. Cato, why are you doing next Friday and not this Friday? Well, Cato, today is Wednesday. Okay, this Friday is only 2 days left. So remember, when you're selling an option, you're selling time value, especially weekly options. That's what we're looking for, time value. And the most time value you're going to get is first thing Monday morning, 9:30 a.m. Monday morning to 3:59 p.m. Friday afternoon. That is the most amount of time you have to deal with the stock market. Okay, so Monday's gone, you get 5 days. Monday's gone, you just lost 20%. Tuesday's gone, you lost 40%. Wednesday's gone, you lost 60%. So what's left? 40%, that's it. 40% possible income you can get. That doesn't work most of the time. Sometimes it will work, but for the most part, take a look at AT&T right now. 28 is going for 43. Well, that's a nice premium, but there's 9 days. Well, look at this Friday. This Friday is only 2 days left. The 28 is going for 30. Still nice, but you don't always get 1% for just 2 days. So it is what it is. I don't do 2 days because I do most of my trading on Monday and Tuesday. Are General Motors premiums consistently good like what we just saw? Nope. Okay, nothing is consistently good. It's always a shot in the dark. Why the market maker has the numbers wherever they're at is beyond me. They have what's called a Black-Scholes pricing method of standardized options. It's a huge mathematical equation to give you what the option values should be. What that is, I have no clue. All I know is this is what I'm buying it for, this is what I'm selling, and this is what I'm collecting. Is it more than 1%? I want to make it as simple as possible. Remember, I made it for my 9-year-old. So for the last 15 years, it's been working nice. So as long as it's working, I'm just going to leave it alone. Okay, I come from that time frame. Okay, Gen X. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's working fine, leave it alone. It's actually that simple. If it's working fine, leave it alone. All right, let's keep on going. What are you looking at up on? Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that means. Wasabi, good evening. Cotton Express, do you ever consider fundamentals or just technicals with you? Oh, no, 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 no. Always fundamentals. Okay, remember, Cotton Express, you missed the part where I say the criteria in which I'm looking for. Okay? 2. There's only 2 criteria. 1 is consistency of profitability. That's 20 years. If a company is consistently profitable for 2 decades, that's 20 years. I mean, every year it's higher and higher and higher and higher profits. And it has weekly options. Only 2 criteria I'm looking for. Those are my fundamentals. Because if the company's consistently profitable for 20 years, okay. Ford better now with tariffs? Don't know. Looking at the 1 year means almost nothing. Basically, you're right. But what am I looking for in the 1 year chart? I'm looking for where the high of the year is, and I'm looking for where the low of the year is, and then I want to see what direction is it going. Well, AT&T is consistently increasing in price, consistently going up. Well, that's nice. Well, take a look at Walgreens, WBA, okay? Consistently going down. So when you're buying a stock, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a stock that's going up? Or are you looking for a stock that's going down? Are you looking for a stock that's going sideways? Or are you just looking to make a profit? Now, I look at the 1 year chart for a certain reason. I want to know where the high is, I want to know where the low is, and I want to know where the flow is going. I want to see the movement. I want to see, are there any big dramatic drops, any big dramatic upticks? So yeah, it does mean something. I get something from each and every chart that I'm looking at. Sorry, Andy. Look, Andy, Ford premiums are so low most of the time. Yeah, most of the time Ford premiums are low. You're right. Andrew Mulford, how are you doing? Thank you for that. All right, Brian, AVGO premiums are juicy. No, I thought they're usually crappy. AVGO. Holy cow, they are. 164, the 160, nice. Holy cow, and look at the premium. Look at the movement right there. It doesn't do me any good. You should have asked earlier. We would have taken a better look at it. Trick Eric, good evening. Axel Rays, will the sell-off continue? Don't know. We got 10 more questions and then we're done. Monica, SPY, seriously look at the numbers, honey. Okay, seriously. Go find a website, a financial website. Google Finance, Yahoo Finance, there's a whole bunch of financial websites. But look at the consistency of profitability. How consistently are they profitable? What is the current yield for SPY? You'll be thinking differently. Do you offer a course to learn what you do? Yes, I do, Lisa. Drop me a DM with your number. I'll give you a buzz. I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I just want to, chat and see what you're looking for. Because this is not for everybody. It's slow. It's boring. It's the same stocks over and over and over again. Oh, damn, what's happening? Love national lead. I have no idea what that means. Ben, what are we talking about right now? We're just answering questions, Ben. Okay, towards the end of the night, which is around 11:15, I stopped looking at stocks and just answered the questions. I got 10 more questions to go, and then we'll be done. Privet, how will you act differently if you think we are going into a bear market? None. No different whatsoever. Okay, so remember, I've been doing this for 15 years. What have we seen in the last 15 years? Well, that was 2008. We had a big crash back then. We had another crash in 2021. Well, that was just a couple of years ago. Didn't affect me at all. Sorry. Sinbad, how are you playing Kohls? Well, I think I'm into Kohls at 22, and it's currently at 8 or 9. So I'm just keep rolling it forward consistently. What do you got? Getting a premium on every week. As long as I'm getting 1%, I have no mind. NPC, Moonwalker, I'm not quite sure. Where are you? Are you in Australia? No, I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your residents, good evening. No, I haven't forgotten about Instagram. I see you over there. How will these tariffs impact your strategy? We already talked about that. None at all. No impact whatsoever. The market will crash tomorrow. Futures brutally down. Okay, I'm not worried about it because the stocks that I pick are good quality, safe companies. They've been in business, most of them, for close between 50 and 100 years. They've seen this crap before. So it's not a big issue. Well, at least not for me. I have no idea what everybody else is. Holy cow. Still 10 questions? GCH, good evening. How will your strategy be impacted by tariffs? It won't, not at all. Thank you, your residents. Thank you. Laura, how are you today? Mike Lowry. Ooh, Mike Lowry. How many people know who Mike Rowley is? Yes, yes. All right, here we go. Angeli, but are 1% dividend stocks higher risk? Ooh, now Angeli, you're new here. Seriously, because I'm good with names and I would recognize this name if I've seen it before. Okay, so I'm not quite sure how to answer that question for you, but what I could ask, if you're really interested, now what I'm looking for, Angeli, 1% every single week. So 1% a week, there's 52 weeks in a year, that's over 52% return for the year. Now that's just simple interest. Compounded, it's like 74%. But I don't compound my interest, I actually spend mine because I'm retired and my money's gonna come from somewhere, okay? So 1%, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for me to lose. 1% a week is my goal. That's my goal. Okay, I'm just sharing information. If 1% a week sounds okay to you, come back tomorrow and ask some more questions. Keto, why did you choose April 11 and not this Friday? We just talked about that a little while ago because this Friday is only 2 days left, which means there's not very much value in 2 days. Okay, Hakuna, you're happy that I remember you. Okay. MST. Now, Hakuna, I also remember you kept asking me questions, and you said you were writing a memoir or a book, and you said you'd get me a copy of that book. I'd like to take a look at it. MSTR, yeah, no. Brian, HELOC. You got that HELOC? I have no idea what you're talking about. Silver, what percent return a year do you achieve? Well, Silver, I'd prefer not to say because it makes people uncomfortable. But my goal is 1% every week. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. That's my goal. Now, if you do just simple interest, 1% a week, that's over 52% a year. Is that okay? Now, it's a 5 or 10 minute strategy every day. You see what you bought it at, you see what you sold, you see where it's going, blah, blah, blah. It's not that difficult. Remember, it was created for a 9-year-old. Profitable as in profit, margin, or net income. User 600116704. I'm going to call you Chuck. Okay, so Chuck. Profitable as in profit, margin, or net income. Okay, so the way I look at profits, all right? Now, let me see if I can explain this simple and easy. If a company is profitable, they have two choices. They can take the profits, give them back to the investors, that's us, in the form of a dividend. A dividend is a portion of the profits the company gives back to the investors. Okay? The other companies, they take all the profits and put it back into the company for capital growth. All right, I don't do those. Okay, I like the ones that actually share their profits. So here's the thing. If a company is profitable and they're going to give the profits back to the investors in the shape of a dividend, in the form of a dividend check, okay, that number should increase every single year. Okay, so if they're profitable this year, they get a certain dividend. Well, next year, if they make more money, well, guess what? Common sense and logic tells you if they're more profitable, the dividend would be higher. And then in the next year, if they make more money, well, the dividend will be higher again. So as the dividend continuously increases, that means the profitability of the company needs to increase also. Okay. Canny? Are we looking at puts or calls tomorrow? Not looking at it either. We're just looking at what it's doing. Moses Elijah. We're cooked. Not quite sure what you're talking about, but okay. Garrett. I feel a bottom forming soon. Maybe not a bottom, but some form of one. You're absolutely right. Kara, good evening to you. David, okay, well, that's it. That's the last of the questions. We're done. What's my net worth, homie? Jonathan, what a rude question. Private James, how will you act? How will you act differently if you think you're going to a bear market? Not at all. Let's find out. I am observing Tesla stock. It dropped every morning and then rises in the middle of the day. Let's find out. Okay. It is 11:55. I usually end at 11:30. I am 25 minutes past my time, but I did answer each and every individual question as best I could, except for the ones I didn't understand the language. Sorry, I would have if I would have answered it if I could read that language, but there's no translate on YouTube. Okay, so that being said, you guys have a great night, and we will see you again tomorrow. Same thing tomorrow. Okay, bye on Facebook, Instagram. You guys have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. And you guys here on TikTok, we will see you tomorrow. And there we go. All right. And you guys here on YouTube, have a nice night. We'll see you tomorrow.